Hello, live from Leavenworth.
Aiden, it's Jalen. Come get me.
Okay, so anyway, back to math. It is a review day, so it is it's October 10, 18. Okay, so tomorrow's a test. Great review. It is being recorded. So first of all, number one, write the polynomial in standard form, identify the degree, and name the polynomial. So first of all, I'm going to rewrite it so biggest exponents go first. So p of x will equal a negative 2.5x to the 7th plus a 3z to the 4th. Okay? So just write it from biggest exponent down to smallest. My degree is that biggest exponent. So my degree is 7. And the name of this is 1, 2. The name is a binomial because there's two terms. So it's a binomial. If there's 3 terms, it would be a trinomial. If it's more than 3, we call it a polynomial because poly just means many. So one term, it's a monomial. Okay? All right, number 2. To do number 2, I'm just going to add. Do not. Okay? If you just circle this. It says plus. It doesn't say this times this, this times this, this times this, this. It just says add, okay? That's all we're going to do is add, okay? A lot of times you guys make these problems harder than they need to be. We're just going to add. Here is the only x squared term, right? So we're just going to write it down. Negative 3x squared. Here is a negative 1x and a positive 7x makes a positive 6x. 3 minus 7 makes a negative 4. That's all you have to do is just combine like terms. That's all you gotta do. Okay. Number 3. If I get going too fast, tell me, please. Okay. Number 3 is just subtract. It's not a big multiply. Don't try and do a superfoil. But for me, because of the double negatives, I always take one extra step, and I do bring the negative through. So I make that a negative 5y squared, a positive y squared, and a negative 3y cubed. I do that first. Just makes things easier for me. And now I'm still going to go through and multiply. Okay, so now I'm going to bring down my y to the 2nd plus 4 minus 3y cubed. And we're going to just combine like terms. Things are the same. We put together. I've got a negative 3y cubed and another negative 3y cubed. I'm going to get a negative 6y cubed. Not to the 6th, but we're saying how many cubed terms do you have? Total negative 6 of them. We have a y squared and another y squared. Let's make positive 2y squared. Not y to the 4th. It's just how many y squareds do you have. We're going to combine them. I have, let's see, that's about it except for this 4. Did I make a mistake? Oh, I did. I did make mistakes. Thanks, Zoe. Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, so y and y is 2, so negative 3. I did make a mistake. I have to admit it on film, too. How about a negative? How's that? 2, negative 5. Thanks, Zoe. Plus 4, right? Thank you, Zoe. There. All right, now, find the product. Now we are going to multiply. Find the product, right? Product means to multiply. So, we're going to do this. A times A is A squared. A times a negative 3 is a negative 3A. 1 times A is a positive 1A. And 1 times negative 3 is a negative 3. Okay, I can do more. I can do more because I can combine the two middle terms. So I'll have an a squared minus a 2a minus 3. That's an a squared. A times a is a squared. Remember we talked about that? Some of you guys keep missing that. But we're not going to miss it on this test, are we? Okay, number 5. Same thing. We're going to multiply. We're going to get a 35c plus a 35c squared minus a 10 minus a 10c. Now things are out of order, but that's okay. I'm going to rewrite them in order. I don't mind if they're out of order. I'm going to fix it though. I'll put the 35c squared first because that's my squared term. I'll have a 35c and a minus 10c is going to make a positive 25c minus 10. So far so good? Okay. Okay, now, number 6 is big FOIL, okay? Super FOIL. So I'm going to try and squish it all in here. So I'm going to get a 5x squared. I'm going to get a positive 10x and a minus 35. And then I'll take through the x through. X times x squared is x cubed. I'll put that there. X times 2x, a positive 2x squared. Put that right there. I like to line them up. And then I'll go x times a negative 7 makes a negative. Oops, that should be an x. Oh, yeah, x. That should be a negative 7x. Okay, now, everything's lined up.
I can't see.
Is that better, Landon?
No.
I can't zoom it in once I start recording, okay? So I can write it bigger. How's that sound? I'll get a piece of scratch paper. I'll write it bigger, okay? Okay, so if I have a 5 plus x, x squared plus 2x minus 7, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, and
Can you walk us through that again?
sure, I'll go through it again. So you ready? I'm going to take the 5 times my x, 5x squared, okay? 5 times 2x makes a positive 10x. 5 times negative 7 makes a negative 35, okay?
Oh, and then just do that.
Yeah, and then I'll get a x cubed, which I'll put way over here. Positive 2x squared, and I'll line them up. I like to line them up, okay? And then a minus 7x. How am I doing? Okay, and then I'll get a x cubed plus a 7x squared plus a 3x minus 35. All right, bigger if that'll help, okay? That'll help Andrew in the back too. Andrea. Good? How's that? You ready for 7? Okay. Okay. All right, 7, slide it up. 7, you've got a 6p minus 5 times a 6p minus 5, okay? So I wrote it twice. You notice that? I wrote it twice because of the quantity squared, right? So then it's going to be a 36p squared because 6p times 6p. 6p times a negative 5 is a negative 30p. Then negative 5 times 6p is another negative 30p. I like to line them up. And negative 5 times negative 5 is a positive 25. Okay?
Then wouldn't it be 36b squared minus 60 plus 25?
Smart girl.
Wait,
Go.
Dad.
Yeah, I'll wait for you.
If it's, why did you write it under?
Because I like to put the ones that, I like to line them up the
Why
ones that
can't you
say,
just write on
you
this?
can, you can, you can. This is just the way I like to do it. I didn't mess everybody up.
So now is it 30p minus 30p?
Yeah.
If you write it
Yeah.
on this?
So now you get a negative 60p plus 25. That's why I like to line them up because then
Dad, you totally messed us up.
I did.
Yeah, because you never taught us that.
Well, what did I do right above there? See how I did right above?
Well, you did. I know, but go, scroll.
Well, we'll get the same answer, Landon. We'll get the same answer. We really will. If you want to do it your way,
No, okay, I know your answer.
all right.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, number 8. Okay, all right. So, kids, shh. You're ruining the opportunity for other people to listen and learn. You really are. Other people want to learn. If you talk, other kids can't learn. So on number 8, draw a rectangle. Draw a rectangle, okay? And it says that the length is 2 less than 3 times width. So I don't know anything about the width. Call the width x. Start there. Start right there. You don't know anything about the width. So the width is unknown, so start with x on the width, okay? But the length is 2 less than 3 times. So I'm going to go 3x minus 2. That's 2 less than 3 times. That's 2 less than 3 times the width. Same thing up here because it's a rectangle, right? That's 2 less minus 2. Okay? So it says that it is, the length is 2 less, there's my 2 less than 3 times the width. Here's the width, 3 times that, and then 2 less that, okay? Now, write a polynomial to represent the perimeter. Okay, so the perimeter, we're just going to add all the way around, okay? 3x, 6, 7, 8x minus 4. There's the perimeter. There's the perimeter. I just went 3x, 6x, x and x. I got a total of 8x minus 4. Now the area is going to be length times width, right? So I'm going to have a x times a 3x minus 2, or
I think that's good.
3x squared minus 2x. Now I would take either answer, okay? I would take that answer. Yeah, Landon, I would take that answer. You don't have to multiply it through, okay?
I'm gonna just do that.
Okay, you do not have to multiply through. Now, find the perimeter if the width is 5 feet. Well, that's easy. There's 2 ways to do it. One, you can let x equal 5. 2 ways. I could take the 5 and I could put it into the problem, into the figure, right? That's great. But what's faster is just put the 5 into your perimeter formula. Wouldn't that be faster? Just put the 5 in there. So then I'm going to have the perimeter is going to equal 8 times 5 minus 4. Okay. And I get 40 minus 4, which is 36. And what's the feet? Feet. There we go.
Yeah.
Thumbs up? Okay. I'll wait for you. Slide it up. You guys ready? Okay, slide up. Let's look at number 9. So factor, huh? I have an a squared plus a 8a plus 12. Okay. I'm going to use 6 and 2. I'm going to do 6 and 2 because that'll make an 8. I'm going to go a plus 6, a plus 2. Now, there is no equal sign, so stop. There is no equal sign. You're done. There is no equal sign. All we want to do is factor. We are done. That's our answer. Stop there. Okay? If there's an equal sign, we'll go further. But there is no equal sign. Okay? 10. 5y squared minus 75. Okay? I see a multiple of 5. Okay? So I'm going to take out a 5. And I'll have a y squared minus 25. I see that I can factor
There's
this
no
one more
equal
time.
sign, so we're done.
No, we're not done. We're not done because we can factor this one more time into y plus...
Dad.
5
5 times 25 is not 75.
Oh, darn it.
How stupid.
Oh my gosh, 15. Darn it. I got to fix that problem for next year. We're done. Darn it. I meant to have that be... You don't? Yeah, well, okay. Just remember. Just remember. Just remember who pays your phone.
Dad, I pay my phone bill.
Right, but whose account is it on?
Oh, I still pay it.
Okay, Landon, since you're so smart, tell us how to do this one.
I'm not smart. I wasn't calling myself.
How do you do this one, Landon?
You take the common multiple.
There's no common multiple.
El stupido.
How about 5x plus 7, 5x minus 7?
Yes, that's what I said.
Right. Everybody agree?
Yeah, true. After we're done.
We're done.
Let's go to lunch.
Okay. All right, number 12. We did this exact one in our warm-up. Do you remember it? But it was X's instead of B's. So first, let's take out a B. Okay. Okay. 6B, let's go 3B, 2B.
Wait, we don't have the
3 and 1, but I'm going to put the 3 here and the 1 here. You can check. You can check on your double smiley. If this were a negative and that were a positive, we'd get the -7. Okay? We did this exact one. Zoe did this one for you about 10 minutes ago.
Nice.
Okay, are you ready for 13?
Oh, that's the answer?
Yeah. I'll write 13 down. 6x cubed plus 3x squared minus 2x minus 1. Now, there's nothing in common. Nothing in common, 4 terms.
Oh, we combined the term.
Pair them up, right? Pair them up. So, if I take a look at it, within the first group, what we have is a common 3 and a common x squared, okay? Within the first pair, we have a 3x squared. Then, if we take out the 3x squared, we'd have a 2x plus 1. Now, the other pair only have a negative in common. That's all they have in common is the negative, but I'm going to take out a -1. I need the 1. Absolutely need the 1 right there. Have to have the 1. And I'd have a 2x plus 1 because I took out the negative, okay? I took out the negative, but I need a 1 here, okay? So when I take out the negative, I have a positive 2x plus 1, okay? Now what we're trying to get is the same thing here and here, and we have that. That's why we needed to take out the negative. So what we have in common then is a 2x plus 1. If we pull that out, what we have left is the 3x squared minus 1. Okay. Do you guys see it?
Yes, I do.
Okay, 14. 25t squared minus 30t plus 9. Okay. They don't have anything in common. And the way I'm going to make a 25t squared is with a 5t, 5t, right? So I'm going to go 5t, 5t, okay? The way I'm going to make the 9 is with a 3 and a 3. But I'm going to check my double smiley. There's a 15, and there's a 15. That's a 15, and that's a 15. But I need a -30, so negative. There we go. Yep. And that is it. Okay, you ready to turn the page? Okay. 13 is really, really easy, but you have to understand the question, okay? So the question says find the zeros. They are right there, 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 and there. The zeros are x equals -3, x equals -1, x equals 1, and x equals 3. That is it. All I want you to do is recognize the zeros mean x-intercepts, or the zero of the graph. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Those are the zeros. All right, now 16. We have an equal sign, so we're going to solve, right? We're almost done. So mini equations, x plus 7 equals 0, and 7x minus 2 equals 0. Minus 7, one answer is -7. Plus 2, I've got a 7x equals 2. Divide by 7, x is equal to 2 7. So I'll probably start doing these on another paper because I'm going to run out of room, aren't I? Okay, do you want me to do that one again on a separate sheet of paper? No? All right, let's look at 17 then. 17 is a 12m squared plus 6m equals 0. Okay, I know with an m squared we're going to have two answers. but I'm going to factor. They have a common multiple of 6 and a common m. Okay? I'm going to be left with a 2m plus 1, but I'm not done. I have many equations. 6m equals 0 and 2m plus 1 equals 0. Solve, so I'll divide by 6, m equals 0. Minus 1, 2m equals negative 1. Divide by 2, m equals negative 1/2. Okay. Okay, slide up for 18. 18 is a 5r squared minus a 14r minus 3 equals 0. Okay, there is nothing in common. I'm going to have to try and use the double smiley technique, okay? So, the only way I can make a 5r squared is a 5r and an r. 3 and 1, I'm going to put my 3 here because I recognize a 15, and a 1 here. Recognize a 15, and a 1 should make a 14. If this were negative and that was positive, my double smiley would give me a negative 15, positive 1, okay? Now, we're solving, so set it equals 0. So two equations, 5r plus 1 equals 0, and r minus 3 equals 0. I'm going to go minus 1, 5r equals negative 1. Divide by 5, and negative 1/5. This is one of my answers. Plus 3, r is equal to 3. We're almost done. Almost done. Okay, let's look at number 19, and then we'll do the last one. Okay, number 19 is a b squared minus b equals 12, okay? So, they're called zeros, so let's make it equal 0. So they're called zeros, so we're going to bring the 12 over. To bring the 12 over, you have to subtract it, right? b squared minus b minus 12 equals 0. There's a 1 there. That'll help us. Multiples of 12, 4 and 3. Let's use a negative 4 and a positive 3, right? Of course, the answer is going to be the opposite, so if you solve it, so I'll skip a step. I'll have b equals positive 4 because you'd add 4, and b equals negative 3 because you subtract 3. So b equals 4 and b equals negative 3. Okay? Almost done. Almost done, okay? Okay, number 20. It's a lot like the one we did over here, except it's just a bigger, okay? So the length of a rectangle in terms of x is, so let me draw a picture. So I'm going to try and draw a picture. So I'm going to draw a rectangle first. And now the width is 3x minus 2, and the length is 7x squared plus 6x plus 5, okay? Write a polynomial that represents its perimeter. Okay, so 7x squared plus 6x plus 5 and 3x plus 2. Okay, so the perimeter, let's add them all the way around. So these are the only x squared. 7x squared and 7x squared makes a 14x squared. X's, I've got 6 and 6, 12, 12 and 6, 18 plus an 18x. Yeah, sorry about that. Yep. 5 and 5 is 10 plus 14. Okay, there's my perimeter. Now, find the perimeter if x is 4. So we've got two choices. We can plug it in or just plug it into the formula, okay? It's easier just to plug it into the formula. Put 4 here and here, right? So I'll rewrite this as 14 times 4 squared plus 18 times 4 plus 14. And now I'm going to use my calculator because I do make mistakes, right, Landon?
No.
I do make mistakes, so I would hate to be human.
24 plus 17.
Plus,
Yeah, honestly, I was one of them.
and I get an answer of 310, and that would be in terms of
X.
just X. That's all we know, 310 units. Okay, so what my calculator got was 310. There it is.
Drop out.
I completely.
How can that be wrong?
Wait, that's not wrong. Don't.
Hey,
Okay,
Quit that.
all right. So,